For my second painting, I decided to do these blood roses from Elden Ring, and it's funny because I said in my first painting that I had picked a subject way too complex and should probably pick a simpler and more beginner-friendly one for my second painting. Well, that didn't really happen, as it turns out that painting flowers, it's actually a bit tough. Especially these flowers that have so many little details. I definitely felt very overwhelmed during the painting process, and the result wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I think I know what went wrong other than the obvious lack of experience. Also, hi, I'm Jess. I'm a beginner artist sharing my learning progress here on this YouTube channel. I started learning how to draw 10 months ago, and I'm now also starting to learn how to paint. So stick around if you'd like to continue watching my progress. And if you're a beginner like me, maybe you will learn something valuable from my experience and learn not to make the same mistakes that I do. Even though this series is called Painting Daily Until I'm Good, and I do paint daily, I can't finish a painting every single day. Not only do I not have the time for that, but I also like to take breaks to do other things in my free time to prevent burnout. And especially making videos, it would be exhausting to constantly put out this every single day. And right now, in this beginning stage, a lot of what I'm painting is just following real-time process videos from other artists so that I can learn. And I'm not really sure that I should make videos about those since I'm just following someone else's tutorial. So all that to say, I'm gonna try to post these videos twice a week and go from there. But back to this painting in particular, I really like the image of these two roses. I started with the rough sketch and blocking out the shadow values before starting to paint. Right now, I'm doing everything in one layer as if it was a real painting, but I also do use the undo button quite a bit. I don't see a reason not to do that. I wish it existed in real life when making traditional art. It would be really handy. But I really like this process. I want my paintings to have an impressionism look. I'm not looking for hyper-realism at all. That doesn't appeal to me. So the main thing I want to get right is shape, values, and expressive brush strokes. So hopefully as I make more of these, I will see those three things improving. I think the biggest mistake I made on this one was the values. Looking back and comparing the images and watching the time lapse, it's like I'm scared of using darker shadow values, and also the colors should be way more saturated. So I'm thinking maybe for my next painting I will be exaggerating the shadow and the saturation values, even if it's too much, because I think that way going forward I'll start to understand better what the right values actually are. And if you see me in this video periodically changing the painting to black and white, that's why I'm trying to just look at the values to see if it's looking right. And while I think it works on its own, when comparing the original image, that's when I noticed that it could have had way more vibrant colors, especially in the red of those roses. Another struggle I'm having is understanding how to use these impasto brushes correctly. I'm trying to mimic the look of a real oil painting as much as possible, but obviously there's always going to be limitations not working with real brushes and paint. Well, I think the ease of use of working digitally makes up for that. Right now in this beginning stage, at least, I need to figure out how to use them. Maybe also going into the brush settings and see what I can tweak. Because, I don't know, maybe it's just my lack of knowledge. It could have been just totally my fault. But I'm finding that they leave my paintings looking a bit too fuzzy and unfocused. So I'll have to set some time to figure this out as well. Although I think just simply getting better at values will help with all these issues too. I'm also still too focused on details of the subject instead of focusing more on what's important. I feel like this video is just me listing all the reasons I suck. But it's good. It's almost like writing in a art diary where I can really process and think about what I'm doing, how I'm doing, and what I need to do next to improve. So even if you're not making videos, if you're a beginner, that's something I recommend. Just take a moment to write down or just think about what you did right and wrong in your last piece, and think about what you need to do to improve the things you did wrong. This is related to something that I've mentioned before, but practice alone doesn't make perfect, so combine that practice with study and the improvement will come much faster. If you haven't seen my first painting, you can check it out here, and that's it for today. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.